Okay, so here's the video of how to make a fabric flower, Claudia, like you asked. I promise it's super simple. All you need to have, thread, needle and thread. Go ahead and thread your needle. You want to have a good long piece of thread to cover, it doesn't have to cover the full length of the fabric. But again, if you remember, I told you to try to get like a fourth of a yard of fabric cut, one that you like. You don't have to do anything fancy. This is just leftover from my stash that I have. But good pair of fabric scissors to cut. I always use a thread that matches my fabric, but because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing, I'm just going to use one that's totally, obviously, not going to match. You can use this fancy little tool, but you don't have to. Scissors work just fine. So basically what you want to do, you want to just make sure it doesn't have to be even, it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the great thing about making flowers, is you're just going to cut a good couple of inches straight down. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect at all. Just want to get a good cut. And this fabric, when they cut the fabric, it's already folded. So as you see, once this is done, you don't need this. You can make mini flowers. That's why a nice fourth of a yard is great. But once you open it, as you see, you've got a good long piece of fabric here. So now what we want to do is, this is the inside, this is the ugly side of the fabric, pretty side of the fabric. What you want to do is you want to take the ugly side, and you're gonna, the pretty side is going to be on the outside. All you're going to do, simply fold it right in half, just like that. You're going to fold it right in half. You're going to take your needle and thread. Make sure you have a knot at the end, as always. You're going to take right here, fold it in half like I said, and then you're just going to come through the bottom, pretty close to the edge there, pull through so you know you've got a good nice hold there. Then you're just going to weave through. You're just going to do a basic, but when it comes to the corner, you want to cut that corner off. You really want to cut the corner. So you're going to come in up here, and you're just going to pull this through. Okay. And you'll see it's okay. And if you run out of thread, that's perfectly fine. You'll see what happens. And then all you're going to do is just a basic in and out needle and thread. Right through here. Just going in, out, and I just collect it on my needle as I go. Hope you can see this. I'm not very good at making videos, but super simple, as you can see. It's just a basic little thing here. So it's going to take a few minutes to get all the way to the end. Takes a couple of minutes to do it, I think. Not too long, depending. Just go all the way through. Catch that fabric as you're doing it. And you just line the fabric up and keep going. I hope I'm sitting close enough to this camera for you. Let's see here. I just collect it and then I pull it through. And just keep going. Watch your fingers. You don't want to catch them. I've done that many times. Doesn't feel good, but pretty used to it by now. Pull it through. So we're just going to keep going. And you see here, I'm in a few short seconds here. As I get further and further, you're going to see your thread is not going to make it. That's perfectly fine. No need to worry that you don't have your thread long enough. So you're gonna just keep going, just like you're making railroad tracks. No biggie. So you're gonna pull it through. I'm just gonna keep going. Again, it's a pretty long piece of fabric, but you want it to be long like that, trust me. So you can have more crinkles and just, I think it makes it prettier, if you ask me. As you see, I'm a little close here, so it's no big deal. Just, you know, pull some through. It's not a big deal. Just kind of pull it through, no biggie. And then you just keep on threading. Just a basic railroad thread. You're just gonna get it through there. I don't know if that's the actual name of it. I call it that because it looks like railroad tracks to me. So just keep pulling and going. Push it through. Yep, you don't want to have a knot, but those are pretty simple to deal with. Okay. Just keep pushing it if you want, if you need to. The house is super quiet right now. My kids are sleeping. This is actually one that Adriel knows how to make. He likes making them. I don't care. My kids like to craft. I like to teach them how to craft as well. So I'm cool with that. Keep pushing through. I like teaching people how to do stuff. Keep pushing all the way. We're almost to the end. Just gonna keep pushing. Okay, fold it. Keep going all the way. Okay. All the way through. And you don't have to have like a certain amount of space between. You just want to just do a simple push like a thread. Just push it through, in and out, weave it in and out. And you can cut off this copyright edge here. Push it through. And you're gonna do on the corner, you're gonna do the exact same thing. You don't wanna go all the way and then down. You wanna do an angle. So you just go through and you just keep weaving it, but you do it at an angle at this point. You do it at the ends of all of them. Come all the way back down to the end right here. Pull it all the way through. And this is where the fun starts. All you do is you hold your needle in this hand and you just start pulling. You just want to pull it until it starts bunching up. That's all you're doing at this point is bunching it up. Pulling it pretty tight. And then what I do is I go through, I just get all the pieces lined up nice and pretty. And then you pull it as tight as you can. You come back over here to the end where your needle is. And you just want to, because you want to get it really nice and tight. And I just come through, push the needle in, tie it off as you normally would tie anything off, just to get the good tightness in there. Do it a couple of times. I really hope this is actually on here because I don't know how to make these videos. Okay, so now you're good. You're tight on both ends. And then what you can do is you take this end and you bring it around over to the other end, as you can see. So what you're going to do is you're just going to come through here and you're going to connect the two ends. Sorry, let me go this way. It's easier for everyone to see. And then you're going to pull it tight. So now your two ends are completely together. As you can see, you want to make it tight. You want to make sure your thread is not old or anything, because if you have old thread, it'll break easily. So all I'm doing here is I'm just tying off. Just making it stronger, tying it off. I'm just tying it off. And I just do this step a couple of times just to make sure I have a nice, and then you want to just clip it. And now you can just kind of play with it a little bit and, you know, just play with it, maneuver it around. You can even tie the tops if you want, and you have it like so. And then you want to have like your little button that I told you about. You just go and pick out a really cute little bedazzled button, and then your hot glue gun, of course. You just put glue on it. I put lots of glue because if a kid gets a hold of this, you just want to make sure that it's nice and secure so that nobody chokes. So, okay. And then you just take and you put your little centerpiece right there in the center. You push it together. Be careful, because if you get that hot glue on your hands, yeah, it's not going to feel so great. Again, like I said, you want to use a thread that's actually the same color as your fabrics as much as possible, so that you really can't see those other pieces. And another thing is you just want to make sure you get it super tight. Super tight. And then pretty much you have your flowers. That's your fabric flower. For some reason mine doesn't want to stick together. Probably should wait a few seconds to let that glue dry. So, but there you go. That's how you make your flowers. Fabric flowers. And then you make a few of these in all different types of colors and shapes and I don't know, different things, and then you just kind of put them all together, and they look really cute once they're done. And then you can put them all together and make a huge, like, I don't know, collage of them, I guess, little bouquet. But other than that, that's all it is. Let me know if you still need help.